Good afternoon. Welcome to the second official podcast of the Warriors. My name is Brian.
There.
I'll be
good afternoon. Good afternoon, of course. Another beautiful day in Oceanside. It's really it's gorgeous today. Today's probably yesterday was gorgeous, and today's a nice breeze out there and 65 degrees. So it's a real nice day to be in Oceanside.
For sure. My name is Brian. This is Mike. We'll be your hosts. Today we have a special guest, Zach Solomon. Mike's going to tell you a little bit about what our podcast is about, and then we'll get to it.
Well, it's pretty simple, Brian, and of course to our audience there. That we started out where just a group of us was Brian Driscoll, Paul Tucci, and myself. We recognized that there was a few areas in Oceanside that weren't getting enough attention from whether it was county or town properties or some private properties or whatever it was. And they said, we should try to get something to do something about it. So we grabbed a bunch of guys, and to our amazement, there was we got a big turnout. We started going down to different areas, and we got a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. We got some funds. We bought some equipment, and over a year later, here we are. So we wanted to do this. Brian and myself want to do this podcast just to try to get out there for 45 minutes or an hour. We wanted to bring in live guests as opposed to people that weren't alive, but live guests, of course, to come out there and tell us what's going on in the community. We like to know what's going on, and since it's the Oceanside Community Warriors, it's nice that we bring people on, and whether it's a guest host, and today Zach Solomon's going to be on, which is I can't wait for everyone to hear his story, regarding the COVID-19 and everything, all the good stuff he's doing, and Brian being an Oceanside resident. But it's really a nice thing that we're trying to do here, that we're inviting our local community people, whether they're restaurants or local businesses, and tell us how things are affecting them and what help the Oceanside Warriors could do to help them make their life easier, and of course to our residents to give us a better quality of life and have a better communication with all our elected officials. That's it, Brian.
So we're going to bring Zach into the room. Zach is a class of 2003 graduate from Oceanside, a former Oceanside FD. He has an organization called Operation Old Glory. He's going to tell us about that. Welcome, Zach. What's going on?
What's going on?
Thanks for coming on to the show.
Yeah, of course. Nothing beats sitting out in the backyard. So
there you go. So
enjoying it.
Zach, like I said, was a class of 2003 graduate from Oceanside. With all this going on with the coronavirus right now, Zach was in the hospital and very sick with the coronavirus. So we just wanted to see if you could talk about it a little bit and explain to our viewers what exactly happened and your experience with the virus.
Yeah, sure. It was, I was doing a show up in Connecticut for HBO, and a couple on the last 2 or 3 episodes, a couple people started getting sick, so we really took a lot of precautions to keep clean and isolated from people while we were at work. And about 3 days after the show ended, I started getting, I didn't feel so good. I went to City MD. They did a flu test and a strep test, and they came back negative. So they did the COVID test, and the next day I got the results that I was positive. So I took standard precautions. I stayed away from my family, locked myself in my room for a couple of days, and the fever started getting worse. About, I think it was Saturday, the 21st of March, I went to the ER. They gave me some fluids and discharged me, told me to, go home, take some Tylenol and rest. 2 days later, Monday, my fever was like 105.5. So I called an ambulance. I told my wife, I said, look, it's, I got to go to the hospital on the 23rd. So Massapequa Fire Department came and picked me up and took me over to St. Joseph's Hospital in Bethpage. And it's really the last thing I remember. It was getting wheeled out of the ambulance, and they intubated me the next day on the 24th, and they woke me up on April 2nd and told me I was lucky to be alive. I was the first one, I believe, on the vent and the first one off the vent in the hospital.
Wow. Tell us a little bit more about what you remember when you woke up.
Well, I mean, when I first woke up, I had no idea where I was. I got tubes coming out of my neck. I got stickers all over my chest, wires coming everywhere. I had no idea what was going on, but they told me, they kept coming in and telling me, "Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky." I said, "Lucky from what?" I had no idea what I was even doing there. And about a day or two later, I finally started to understand. And then they moved me from critical care down to a step-down unit where, everything kind of started to click. I was talking to my wife and my family more, and you guys, you two, kept texting me and keeping me entertained. But eventually I was, I was totally with it and understood, how bad it got. People kept coming into my room saying, "Oh, I can't believe you're alive." And I said, "Well, I didn't think it was that bad." So for the 9 days I was on the vent, that was like the worst of it. My wife and my mother and father, my brother and sister really kind of structured my care with the doctors and everything else, because I had, I obviously had no say, but I did get the HCQ, I got the Z-Pack, and they gave me an experimental treatment of a rheumatoid arthritis drug that they said all three of them kind of were the reason I'm still alive today. So
wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. During this whole thing, the Warriors, along with Bell, Bialy, and Bagels, they were donating bagels. We were dropping them off to all the hospitals and police stations. And one of the hospitals was St. Joseph's. Let me tell you something. You were like a celebrity in that place. Everybody loved Zach.
I think it was more because you guys and my parents and my sister, everybody sent food, and a ton of my coworkers. The TV community is pretty tight. They put a ton of money together. They sent so much food to the hospital that, like, the nurses in the CCU and the ICU were like, we're getting fat, just from the amount of food that your friends and family are sending here. And they just said, if we keep feeding them, they'll just keep them alive that much longer, because the food's good. So, and the day you guys dropped off, you guys must have dropped off like 20 dozen bagels or something like that.
It was a crazy number. Yeah.
The nurses came in one by one. They're like, "I don't know who you're friends with, but these bagels were amazing, and we can't thank you enough." I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Then they came in with the picture of you guys from outside. They said it was these guys. I said, "Oh, okay, I know who it is now."
It's awesome. So Zach, you're telling us that you work in the TV industry. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I do camera, and I'm also a camera tech and a video utility, camera utility.
Hold back. Before you get any further, I did get a couple of questions from a few different people, and that's why I asked you before, was that after you did wake up and you went down to the step-down unit, briefly describe like after you come out of this whole thing, and then, because we saw pictures of you with the walker, like when you were on the thing, when that people drove by and stuff like that. So what was it like after you woke up, and then like you couldn't even carry your own weight and stuff like that? And a lot of people asked me like, what was the story with that?
Yeah, I couldn't, from being kind of bedridden on a ventilator for the 9 days, and then I would have to say close to like 8 or 9 days after that, I wasn't really able to stand. I lost. They said 70 pounds in the hospital. It was probably closer to like 40 or 50 pounds that I lost, but it's not really the kind of crash diet you want to do.
That's true.
Yeah, it was, I lost a lot of muscle in my legs and my arms. So I wasn't really able to stand or walk too easily, so I did a lot of physical therapy in the hospital. So they gave me a walker. And
now you're back to 100%.
I would say, like 90% walking wise, like going up the stairs and down the stairs, I'm still using the handrail. I'm not really running around too much.
And what about like the breathing, your lungs and everything else like that? And that's all.
Yeah, the lungs totally clear. I followed up with the pulmonologist last week, and everything's clear. Chest x-rays clear, which, you see the COVID chest x-rays, and it's just like, you're full of just junk in your lungs, and they compare it to your chest x-ray now, and it's ridiculous how bad the coronavirus really hits your respiratory system.
And you were fine. You had no underlying conditions or nothing like that, right? Correct?
No, not. I mean, I was fat. I was overweight, and I was really run down. I was working probably 50 or 60-hour weeks for the 2 or 3 weeks leading up to me actually getting sick. So my immune system was probably shot. I was working a lot of overtime, and
so it's good So it's good you lost the 40 or 50 pounds, you fat bastard.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I come home, my neighbors are looking at me. They're like, "Wow, you're so thin." I still feel like, Brian, really? Was I had fat before? And I look at my driver's license that I got like a month before I got sick, and I was like, "Holy shit, I was huge." My beard's out to here, and I said, "Wow, I got to shave and keep going to the gym."
We don't recommend a covert diet, but I'm glad you're okay. All right, go ahead.
Zach, a couple people are saying hello to you out there. You got,
I'm not really watching the Facebook stream. Galata.
Hey, Zach. Jennifer.
Her father's a great fireman too.
Mike Graham.
Company. Another great commissioner.
With a play set made by Ryan Hemsley.
Yeah, it looks professional too.
Then we have Seth asking any lingering effects.
Yeah, he was, and that's exactly why I asked that question over there before about that's where Zach was coming from, and good friend of mine, Arlene Levinson, of course, is checking in, and Ryan Helmsley is checking in right now. So I can't believe that he's actually checking in. We need to have him as a guest host.
I hope you got the bleep button.
Exactly. Exactly.
Lingering effects, no. From the COVID, no. There's no lingering effects. Just you're slowly kind of getting your respiratory system back in there. So, you feel good as soon as you realize how bad you were, and then how good you're feeling now. The first couple of days, you're on the high flow oxygen, and you got oxygen, in your nose and on your face all the time. And as you start healing and you're feeling better and your lungs start working a lot better, you realize how bad you were to how good you're feeling now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank God you're doing it. It was unbelievable. When we heard what bad condition you were in, everyone was very worried.
Yeah, and I was one of those people that said the first 2 or 3 weeks out of there, I said, "Oh, it's just like the flu."
It's nothing.
I'm writing it on Facebook like, everyone's overreacting. This is the flu. If you got the flu, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The thing put me on my ass, like a week later. So
people were saying that this thing is like a hoax. I was telling people, like, go look at the refrigerated trucks in the back of these hospitals. It's no hoax.
Sure.
There's no hoax over there. People are, are dying from this. So enough of that. We're glad he's good.
Yeah.
Craig
I'll tell you, what's up, Craig? When I was in the ICU, I'll tell you, I was the only person that was awake on my floor. And, they're telling me, "Oh, you're the only one that's awake on the floor." And I'm looking out the window into the whole unit, and I'm like, holy shit, this is bad.
Exactly.
There's 40, 50 people on this floor, and everyone's on a ventilator except me. So.
And they said 80% of the people, the governor said 80% of people don't make it off a vent.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was going on a vent when I was in the hospital. So,
wow.
Okay, a good friend of mine, Sandy, is talking about Silver Lake with the riots. Sandy, I love you to death, but Oceanside Warriors can't go into riots. I'm pretty sure that the first precinct up in Baldwin got it under control. I'm sure they're taking care of these things, and I don't know if you call. I don't know if you want to call them riots. I think they're protests right now. But we can't get into that right now in the show. This is all about, about Zach, and we're not going to start reacting to a protest at Silver Lake. That's for sure. But anyway,
just talking about in general, but we'll touch that a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll touch it later.
Zach, so I know I was talking a little bit before, and I've been the show that you work for, Live PD. I think it's pretty cool, and I didn't realize exactly that it was really live. Can you tell us a little bit about that show and what you do for them?
Yeah, I'm one of the Steadicam technicians on the show, and it's live, man. It's intense. We're sitting there, we're watching the, probably about 50 or 60 cameras, I want to say, throughout 8 cities across the country. We we sit there and that show is just like bang, bang, you know, as soon as something's popping off, you know, we're watching it and then we're going to it.
It's amazing.
The producers and the host and the director, they are tremendous. You know, it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's probably more intense than calling a live sporting event, because, you know, on the sporting event, there's two teams and there's one ball, you know?
Yeah.
You know, this show, you got, I would say, I think there's like between 2 and 4 cops per city, 6 to 8 cameras per city, or you know, sometimes even more. You know, they're watching everything from domestics to car chases to fires and I mean, it's wild. And you know, we're working behind the cameras and we're sitting there sometimes with our jaws on the floor. We're like,
that's awesome.
How does this even happen? You know, like, you know, sometimes you see people walking naked down the street. They're not going to show it on TV all the time because, you know, it's blurred out, and sometimes you see horrible stuff, and you know, we're heartbroken, and sometimes you see just absolutely ridiculous things, and we just can't stop laughing. So,
yep.
You know, but the 3 hosts, Tom, Dan, and Sean, you know, they hold it all together in there, and sometimes we're just cracking up, and we just can't believe what we're seeing.
You know, the best part of the show that I always love, Zach, is when and it's the best part of it is when, like, they call the canine unit and they're like, they go to a house and they're like telling the guy, we're sending in the dogs, and it's almost like you know, you're gonna get eaten up right now, pal. Just come right out before you get eaten up. And it's like we're sending the dogs in, and then all of a sudden they send in that German Shepherd. And all of a sudden, you hear the guy screaming and his arm. The other night, they said, we need a tourniquet for this guy, which, like, holy crap. Like, you know, like, don't these people figure out that they, you know, like, when they send the dogs in, like, you're done. They got a guy in the ceiling one time with the.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They,
with you guys, like, when that dog goes down, the next thing you know, like, that's it.
People underestimate police dogs, man. We've had a bunch in the studio. Those animals are ridiculous. I mean, they're smart, they're strong, and you know, they don't listen to you when you're the you know, when you're the suspect, or they listen to their handler only.
That's
so you
for sure.
You could be screaming, let go, let go, let go, and that dog's gonna say, I'm just gonna chew on you until, you know, this person tells me.
Take you off.
Right. So
if I was doing anything like different, and somebody said, we're going to go get the dogs, it's going to be immediately like, I give up.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't get me the dogs.
They bring them into the studio, and we don't even, you know, if the handler says don't go near them, we walk far around them. You know, most of the time they're just like, they're mushes, and the dogs are just being dogs. You know, they're just laying down. We're scratching their bellies. We're giving them treats and playing with them. But as soon as they're like, you know, they get their command, boom, they're just back to being a cop dog.
Sure.
And they do exactly what they're told all the time.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, it's fantastic.
Pat Doherty came in. Pat Doherty, I don't know, Zach, if you knew or not, is one of our also commissioners for sanitation, along with Ryan Mosley. And welcome, Pat. Thank you very much for coming to the show. Very big supporter of us personally. Good job.
Yeah, the Warriors are doing awesome stuff.
Zach, you guys, you recently started up a foundation with Biagio and your brother.
Yep.
Operational Glory, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you tell us about your organization?
Yeah, sure. My little brother came up with the idea. He's a veteran, and he's also a police officer with the Port Authority Police. And you know, he being you know, as much of a patriot as we all are, just really wanted to get American flags up in places that they aren't, replace flags that need to be replaced, and put flags up. You know, we want to take care of a lot of veterans, but besides flags, you know, we want to do a lot more. So our first major fundraiser was to purchase I think it was like a 24 or 25 foot flagpole, flag, light, and all that stuff for the Lou Alvarez Memorial Park over on Terrell Avenue.
Awesome.
So, you know, we've been in touch with Nassau County, you know, higher ups to figure out when and how we can have this flagpole installed. And, when we could do the dedication, everything else,
That's awesome. Yes, as you know, myself and Mike we're good friends with Louis. Complete gentleman. I'm glad that they're naming a park after him. It's a real honor.
Yeah, and Lou and I were in the same firehouse in Oceanside. We were in Rescue Company 1 for a long time. And not only was he just like an extensive amount of knowledge about police work and, he was in the bomb squad in the city.
Yeah.
Just like one of the sweetest guys in the world that would give you the shirt off his back and then go buy you a new one. Just one of the best guys and, salt of the earth kind of person that would have gone above and beyond to help anybody. And if he was healthy when the Warriors started, he would have been there hands down,
100%.
helping out and taking care of everybody. So yeah, to dedicate a park to him is huge. And
can't wait for that.
Operational Glory is happy to be able to purchase and donate the pole and the flag as soon as everything else is kind of calm, and we can get the park cleaned up right and take care of all of that.
Yeah, the Warriors will definitely be involved with that as well.
Of course.
And then when we started the Warriors, Zach reached out to me when we were a couple of weeks in. He said he was interested in starting up the Warriors in Massapequa. So we're in the process of helping him out with that.
Yeah. It's great. The Oceanside community, as big as the town is super, super tight. And, a lot of people in Oceanside take pride in their community. And we found the same thing going on over here in Massapequa. I'm in Massapequa Park. A lot of people are very, very involved with community affairs and, politics and keeping the town clean and what areas need to be worked on. And, if a neighbor needs something, the town is out there to take care of them.
That's great.
So I don't think there's any better place to launch version 2 of the Community Warriors. So as soon as, social distancing and all that kind of stuff has kind of subsided and people are feeling better and we can get out there and,
absolutely. We'll pull the trailer out there. We'll pull the trailer out there and we'll get out there with you. Definitely.
Massapequa is so much more bigger than Oceanside. I mean, that's you'd have to get like a real army of guys to get out there. Well, like do what we do. We concentrate on little areas at a time. And
absolutely.
One and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, just like what you guys did today, around the Welcome to Oceanside sign, or the corner of Foxhurst and Brower. That's always getting yelled at about, or any kind of little thing that you can do to make your town a little bit more beautiful, than the county or the town does. It's worth it,
Yeah, man. So Mike, we'll talk a little bit about the cleanup today. We were out there this morning. The Welcome to Town sign on Foxhurst, it was a little bit overgrown, so we decided to go out there and clean it up a little. It was a nice group of us came out.
It's funny that there was a little planting around that sign, and somebody planted some more plants in front of it. So that thing now is a very big a very planter now. We got to put it in and fill it up there. So I know we're going to approach Tommy D's over there and Joe and ask them if they can help us out with some few bushes and some plants. The biggest problem we're going to face is obviously trying to keep them watered, and we'll figure it out. We'll get a truck down there and water it up and stuff like that. But
try to get the hardy plants that don't need as much watering.
Yeah, but then of course the other thing is that everybody that knows, like when you're coming down Foxhurst, so when you're coming into Oceanside, there's a Welcome to Oceanside sign, and then probably 50 feet away on the other island, right next to it, is a Welcome to Baldwin sign. So everybody's looking and saying like, all right, so we did the Welcome to Oceanside, and my son brought our lawnmower, the Warriors lawnmower, was a little bit off. So I actually called my son Brian, and he came down with his lawnmower. We mowed our thing, and then we looked across the thing over there, and we said, well, we might as well go do the Baldwin side. And we whacked and cleaned up over there. The Baldwin side, cut the grass, and both areas now look really nice when you drive in or drive out of Oceanside up on Foxhurst over there. And we got to get a few more Welcome to Oceanside signs.
Yeah, it came out great.
I want to put some more. They got that like fence material. And we used to have like Oceanside Kiwanis and Oceanside Rotary, and we had all these different signs, and there's nothing up there for some reason anymore. Everything came down. So we need to put those little organizational signs on there, the community signs, Oceanside Community Service, and stuff like that, stuff that is going on over there.
Yeah, Will Ryan working on getting us a water tank and a pump so we could throw it in the back of a truck and water these areas that we do the planting in.
So hold on. So Zach, you probably never noticed. You probably never knew this. But not only that we go out there as warriors and clean up different areas and spots and stuff like that, but we now became the Oceanside Match Connection. So Will Ryan, who's out there now, and I'm gonna have a little fun when Brian Driscoll's laughing his pants off. So what happened was we had a bunch of people that got together. So it turned out that Will was coming down, we were all coming down, stuff like that. And then Monica, I don't know if you worked with her in the fire department also. I don't know Monica's last name, but Monica, she was, I think, an EMT. And Will Ryan can tell us whatever it is. Okay. So Will was coming down and Monica was coming down. And then all of a sudden we noticed that the both of them started coming down together. And then I turned around and I said that I think something's going on here. Will Ryan's laughing. So something's going on over here. And then the next thing you know, I called him out on it, which I said, you guys are dating each other. And now they're engaged and they're going to be getting married next year. So not only
you see that, Brian, you're not the only detective here.
Exactly. So now that we're
the future Miss Ryan
Caballo, right? So it was right. It was Monica Caballo. So so not only that we're cleaning garbage up, pulling weeds, but we're also making love connections. So that's what we do. We make love connections.
All right.
That's hysterical. And we also be cognizant to say that Will Ryan was coming down to every Warriors cleanup, but since now Will's got getting married and stuff like that, we've been missing him a little bit once in a while there and playing a little joke.
You get busy, you get busy.
And I get a little busy over there, but now he's done, that's a single guy all of a sudden that, is not single anymore. So we're going to lose another good guy. Pretty funny stuff. Really, I had to get that in there. That was pretty funny. She's gonna crack up when she hears this. She's gonna kill me when she hears this.
A couple things going on in town next Saturday. The sanitation is holding a food drive. I'm gonna try and pull that up right now.
Yeah, so the sanitation department is a lot of different community groups are doing a lot of stuff. The Oceanside Kiwanis was doing a lot of stuff, and Oceanside Community Service, Oceanside Kiwanis, and now Oceanside Sanitation is putting together a food drive, which is great. And everyone's reaching out to their own people, their own base, you want to say, whatever it is. And they're going to be doing a canned food drive, I believe, right, Brian?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the flyer right now.
Yeah, it's a canned food drive, and when it comes up, but I'm pretty sure that they're supporting Angels of Hope in Valley Stream, which is a nice organization, and they're also going to be supporting Oceanside Community Service, which is also a nice thing. So they're reaching out to one of the commissioners, has a direct relationship there with Angels of Hope in Valley Stream. There's food drive there. It's just a food drive. I'm sorry, it's not a canned food drive. It's a regular food drive and up canned food and non-perishable items. And Joe Simoles has this connection to Valley Stream and Angels of Hope. Actually, not Valley Stream. Angels of Hope, Valley Stream, and Oceanside Community Service. So we'll see if we can help out those two communities. Our food banks in Oceanside are running very low, dangerously low, because we've been a lot of people being out of work. Bob Transom and Leo Bonacasa. Leo Bonacasa is president of Oceanside Community Service, and Leo, with with everything that he's doing, is reaching out, and we're starting to run very low. So if anybody out there contacts Leo for Oceanside Community Service, but we're looking to support this drive next week with Oceanside Sanitation being the front runner, and hopefully those He'll collect a lot of food and a lot of good things for the local communities. Good stuff.
We got Vinny Stafford just came out. Joseph Ponte. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming out.
So Vinny Staffa last weekend, I was in the middle where the triangle is, where Long Beach Road and Davidson is, right by Pastosa. And I was out there in the street blowing, trying to get everything all cleaned up and stuff like that. And Vinny Staffa, of course, is a New York City lieutenant. And I'm out there in the middle of the street, and Vinny's like, the cop mentality came right out, said, like, this guy's going to get run over here. So Vinny went out there, and, of course, the fire chief and got me safe pretty quickly because I was out there with, the leaf blower blowing, and Vinny Staffa came to my rescue and helped me out. He didn't help me out today, but he helped me out last week.
Yeah. We got Monica Fawani's watching. Don Nia. What's going on, guys? And then,
stuff.
Yeah, if you guys enjoy the show, keep following. Give us a like, share our page. Let everyone know what the Warriors are about. If anyone's interested in being a host of the show, guest host with us, reach out to us. Send us a message or like the post. Leave a message on the post.
Yeah, but also the fact that we're also trying, Brian, to get as many people as we possibly can to not only help us, but to be our eyes and ears. We just found out this afternoon that there's some graffiti on the old VFW across from Grossman's, that somebody wrote some stuff down on that fence over there. So I think maybe tomorrow night, maybe we'll go out there with some paint. There was a few buildings that once in a while gets a little tagged up, but I heard this one over there on Atlantic Court Street from Grossman's is pretty bad with red lettering or something like that. So
yeah, it's real bad.
We'll get over there to tomorrow, and we'll get it cleaned up. And Zach, we're able to mobilize our guys pretty quickly, rather than going out to the town or the county. And it takes them more. It takes them a couple of days. It takes us like 24 hours, and there's always a couple of guys around that can jump in and do a half-hour project with a couple of guys. But today we must have had 25, 30 guys out there, 25, 30 men and women and
children.
I was proud to say my daughter was out there, and there was another woman out there with her with her son. And it's nice that when the parents are bringing their children out there now and showing them what community is all about. And you'd be surprised. People, we're not seeing the gloves on the floor anymore since we made a big thing about that, and the mask. People are throwing them all in the parking lots, and they're getting all cleaned up now. And we're trying hard to take care of that and keep Oceanside clean and safe.
Absolutely.
Yep, for sure.
What else we got there, Brian?
I was rolling through, seeing if I could find the graffiti. I know Sandra was asking before if we're concerned about these riots. I mean, we have a lot of warriors, our police, firemen in the city. I just stay safe out there. A lot of damage.
Brian, Brian Helmsley just want to let us know that the show is phenomenal, that it really is great, and that he's sorry he has to go. And we wanted to say thank you, Ryan Helmsley, for checking in, our sanitation commissioner, and helping us out. Ryan's always supporting us 110%, and he wanted to come and say our show's phenomenal. It's great, good stuff. Hope right. In the comments.
Yeah. So it was a great show. Zach, thanks for coming out and
thank you for having me.
Letting everybody know about your experience with that virus. I mean, like you said in the beginning, I think most people are saying that this is it's nonsense. It's not going to affect me. It's like any other flu, and it's it hits home when you know someone who has it. And I know a couple guys that passed away from it, so it's real. Thank God, the numbers are going down.
Well, Brian, like today was reported from Governor Cuomo, I think it was 56 people died, which 56 families, had a tragic thing. But in the beginning, the information they had with this virus, of course, was the fact that, it was affecting the older people, it was affecting nursing home people, kids were safe. And if you're in good health, you'll be fine. The only people with an underlying condition. And here we are seeing Zach, 35 years old, no underlying conditions, stressed out and stuff like that, but nothing else. And, here's a guy getting knocked right off his feet, for 9 days on event. And now, of course, we find out that, it's affecting children. And, let me tell you something. If we can't get that whole children's thing on the wraps, it's going to affect us in September, somehow, some way on what's going to be happening. So this thing is really serious. This thing is really important. So here's
that graffiti. There's a lot of concerned people in town that something like this happened so big.
Right. So a lot of people don't know this. This is on Atlantic Avenue, cross street from Grossman's, cross street from Grossman's and Lucas Lumber down over there, Contract Express. This is the old VFW property. I went to parties in this place. I'm sure Brian and Zach have gone there also. So the property got abandoned, and then it was overgrown. Town of Hempstead came in with with complaints from our local residents, and actually went into the place, got a court order, and cleaned it up, cut the grass, mowed the grass, stuff like that. So it's been an empty lot. Different things have been talking about what's going to go there, and now it just got tagged. Unfortunately, I can't see it from here, Bri. Is it? Where's it?
It says fear Abba.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Somebody said Abba in Hebrew means father or something like that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a band from the 70s.
Yeah. Someone was laughing about it. I think that's some Swedish band from the 70s.
Yeah.
But so I know I saw Mike out there. There was someone, I think the homeowner posted something also. So we'll reach out to them. We'll definitely give them a hand with painting over that, because unfortunately it's the responsibility of the homeowner to paint that. Otherwise the town will fine them. So we'll definitely go out there and help them out. It looks like crap. You don't want that in our town.
Good stuff. I want to say hello to my Aunt Jean D'Ambrosio in Ozone Park, to the Village, is actually watching the show right now. Aunt Jean in Ozone Park, to the Village. Which is
Glot saying Abba is dad.
What did I say? Abba means
two B's. So this is Mamma Mia, Right.
See, Zach got a little more sense of humor that when he woke up. And,
Well, you got to figure at least the idiot that wrote this spelled it correctly.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia. Great stuff, man. Good stuff. So what, Brian, we got an idea what our next project's going to be.
I think I was talking with Zach before the Lou Alvarez Park. I think we should go over there and definitely clean the park up. I know there's a group of mothers. What's her name? Lisa?
Kimberly.
Kimberly that took care of the park. We'll reach out to her and we'll set something up. That's a good place for the kids to be involved.
The fun, I was just going to say, so Kim last time when she went to clean up the park over there, and they really did a phenomenal job. They got a lot of moms and children there, only because it's a safer environment. I mean, we're out there in Foxhurst, and we got cars coming both ways and going flying back and forth. But we can go to Lou's Park, and we can straighten that out, make it safe, bring the kids down there, and go down for a couple of hours and go there and do it. The county just cut the grass there last week, which if we can get a couple more lawnmowers, we can give it a real nice touch. I guarantee you the two islands on Foxhurst were never edged in like 15 years or 10, 15 years. And we edged both those properties. We had one of those, Zach, one of the guys, Mike, with Rubbermaid and stuff like that. He had the old-fashioned edges that had the big wheel on top of it with the roller, and was actually doing the edging with that thing, trying to carve it out. It was hysterical.
Well, you guys got a lot of nice new equipment too. Donated, and you got that nice trailer now also. Yeah.
Yep. We're going to reach out. We always reach out. If somebody hired a landscaper and they got a lawnmower and they got some equipment that they want to donate to us, please give us a call and we'll come down and pick it up. If you got even if the lawnmower don't work, we can My son Brian is NYPD fleet mechanic. He'll come down and help us out also and get things started up and everything else.
All right.
That's it. We're on our 40 minutes now. Zach, thanks for coming out again. It was a great time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
If anyone has any interest in being a guest host with us, reach out to us. And thank you, everyone, for viewing.
Thank you, guys. Of course, it's always a pleasure. And Zach, anytime you want to come back on, hopefully when we get word from the county executive, Nassau County, when you're going to be doing this flagpole and stuff at Lewis Park, we'd like you to come back on again and give us a little stuff on that, and also give us an update how we're doing with the Massapequa Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a live show out there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
the whole
awesome.
dedication. So
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
We should be able to do a live show from Lewis Park when they put that pole with the pole dedication.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff.
All right,
guys.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
All righty.